welcome back to Pink Floyd Friday. Thanks for your patience, and I'm really excited to get back to Pink Floyd Friday with my black Strat as we're doing another Brick in the Wall Part 2. This is just one of his best solos on the wall, I think, and interesting tone-wise. He was using a Les Paul gold top, I think a 55 or 56, and originally it was straight into the DI, straight into the board. Obviously they went for a disco vibe on this. Famously, Gilmour went out and heard some disco and said, okay, let's get this over with. But he ended up liking it as the rest of the band did. And this is something where, you know, he just wanted a little more juice. Once the solo was DI'd into the board, he thought it needs something else. So he had the engineers run it out into an amp and give it a little bit of boost. So I went straight into my amp as far as the gear. I am using a Strat, but the Les Paul was a P90, which is single coil. So on the neck pickup of a Strat, single coil, you'll get a very similar sound to that P90 pickup. It wasn't a humbucker, right? So we kind of get a very similar sound with just a Strat. I'm going into a compressor and tube screamer. You don't need too much gain on this. It was rather clean. And the compressor is very important because on these bends you want as much sustain as possible. So we're going to take a little bit of a journey through this solo and talk about some of the techniques that he used, as well as some of the positions, and I think that'll help you learn the solo. Speaking of learning the solo, this will be fully tabbed out on the Patreon within the next couple days, and there's a ton of Pink Floyd Friday lessons up there at the $2 level, which is kind of crazy, but it's there. So there'll also be the backing track so you can play along with this, and a big thank you to the patrons there. So we're going to check this out here. It's pretty great. He's really just using two main shapes here. He's using position 1, I call it the E minor shape, okay, E minor bar chord shape, and position 4, which is the A minor shape. Between those two, he pretty much crafts the solo. Okay, this first riff is all in position 1. Something to point out right away is nothing too crazy here, a pull off. But now watch, he bends to the note he's going to. So he bends to the 10th fret. Same here. He bends to the note he just played or is going to often. So to slow that down would be bending to that note, you know, hitting it, then hitting the note, bending to it. Okay, now he's combining second and third strings there. Now, such a great Gilmour thing here that very few guitarists can do accurately. He's going to bend a whole step, then 2 whole steps, then back down. Okay, I turned my compressor off to save a little bit of noise, but you want that sustain to still be there. All right, and I need to make that face to play that note. It's just too much goodness. Okay. And then again, he bends to that top note right there. Now, a nice little minor riff, the full minor scale. He did it here. It's the same notes. I like to do it here. Same thing, pretty much. Now, a riff that he employs in variations in other songs. Now, I love this. He goes up to the 4th scale degree here, bends that flat 3, but he rakes before he hits it. Now, this is the real test. If you can do this, a step, 2 steps, 2.5 steps, back to home, and then a step. Let's see if I can pull it off. With my compressor, it would sound a little better, but here, one more time. So he's bending all those notes. All right, and that's why you got to use the G string on that, because the B string just ain't going to cut it. And you can tell he's using the G string as well. The B string is just a little too tight. Now, really cool pattern here, going down in a 3-note pattern thing. All the way from this high D to this low D. Now he slides to this nice 4th position here. Great riff. riff. He's sliding to the 5. Now a little slur, hammer on pull off. Now he's going to bend the flat 7 slightly, and the flat 3. It's just so juicy. Now he's going to anticipate the bend there. Now, the classic move. Now he's going to bend the 5. Now he's going to do another slide to the 5, and then do a huge vibrato. Okay, now going to bend to the flat 7. Now getting into the climax. Here's the top root. Does that twice. Some triads here. We go to C triad to a G to an F triad, which is basically D minor. Okay? That's it. Now, as far as the chords behind it, Richard Wright is doing some incredible organ work, and Nick and Roger are just holding down that disco beat. Roger is not straying from a D the whole time, right? But Richard Wright is doing D minor for a while, a little bit of A minor to rebound it. Okay, after a while, it'll be tabbed out as far as win, but he goes to A minor at some point, back to D minor, does that twice. Okay, then he goes to G major. Really nice. It's a bright sound. It's the 4 major Roman numeral. Back to D minor. Okay. After that, the third time, he goes to B flat as the bass is playing D. Really cool. To C. Again, the bass is playing D. Back to D. Do it again. So that's it. And so basically, if you understand the chords even better, because now you can see how Gilmour is kind of accenting certain notes over the chords. That's going to be helpful if you look at the tab. Other than that, I think that does it. I just wanted to really just appreciate this solo and enjoy it with you all. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified about the upcoming Pink Floyd Friday lessons and all the lessons here at MT Guitar. Really good to be back from a little bit of vacation, nice and fresh, playing my black Strat, which is perfect for Pink Floyd Friday. All right. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.